It looked like we were going to have a solid game on our hands as INTZ managed to go up 6-1, but then Team Liquid battled back and not only put the hurt on them, but put them to rest pretty much. There was literally nothing left in INTZ after that one. Very convincing victory.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, didn't really start off the way that we expected as we kind of built it up to be.
Yeah.
Score lighted up till I was saying, you know, it's going to be like a 16-5, ended up being 16-6. But if you
pretty much spot on.
Yeah, look at the early rounds of the game. Obviously, winning the Vista round, that's the scenario you want to get into when you're INTZ, and then actually doing the right stacks. You saw them do an apartment stack. You saw them play aggressive in Banana, and managing to actually withhold when Liquid was trying to gain map control. And that was pretty much the way that INTZ got into this game. And then you have to say, though, it still had opportunities to get into those rounds and later on in the half as well. But you saw some crucial misses from the likes of KNG with AWP, for example. Had a clear shot on a couple of guys in Banana when they had a player at the sandbags and he was holding the choke point angle. But they were just not able to hit those shots when they meant to be. And then Elish decided to get the SG once again on the server and be a bit of a problem for INTZ.
And this is the thing, right? Team Liquid, this team, looked dominant anyway, but you would say at least that, okay, at the beginning they had a slow start, then they found their own form and came into it. But there were a few rounds that went down to the wire, but either way, most of the time it was going Liquid's favor. Yeah,
I feel like it was more Liquid just kind of, I'm not going to say toying with the food, but more like them not maybe being as concentrated in those situations as they maybe should have. Like I alluded to, there was like this apartment stack, for example. A player comes up the stairs. He's unaware of a player being possibly towards his left up the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that a player should every single time be aware of as a possibility. So that just shows to me that he's not 100% focused in those type of situations. So that's the type of leeway you can get away with when you're playing against INTZ at this point in time.
Now, Inferno is done and dusted, but we will be moving over to a type of Dust2 this time around. The new version of the map that we still have mixed thoughts and feelings on, because a lot of teams have mixed results, Team Liquid being one of them. It's not a map where some teams have fully found their kind of confidence and their stride just yet.
No, it's a very volatile map still. I mean, it does lend itself to doing a lot of spawn-based, kind of random-ish type of gameplay. You can do a lot of fast-paced stuff, you know, especially with a lot of teams trying to hold a lockdown along on A. That kind of gives you a window of opportunity if no one is holding middle doors for you just literally just run up cat, go up the stairs, and do like a hero play on top of the A-bomb site, get that one headshot, and you get control of that A-bomb site, for example. So yeah, it does really, it has this element of surprise where I feel like INTZ will definitely have better chances into making it a closer affair on Dust2 just because of how the map plays out. And we've seen them play it before also, and it was kind of gung-ho styles. But, you know, like I said, it can work. But I'm not sure whether or not it'll be sustainable. They'll still need to have a little bit of depth for them to be able to overcome Liquid.
Well, Luminosity took down Liquid on Dust2, right? And we kind of going into that, based on what we'd seen from Luminosity, we were thinking, oh yeah, this will be a nice easy one for Team Liquid again. Yeah. Not the most tactical depth out of this current Luminosity lineup, but the Brazilians did impress us. Then we see INTZ, they take on MIBR on this map, and they managed to put it to overtime. Okay, they ended up losing out in the end, but that shows that they're more than capable of playing this, and you can get away of kind of getting that wild fragging ability going here on a map like Dust2.
My one worry is the fact that INTZ players were missing a lot of shots that they should have been connecting, honestly. And that's not a great sign when you go into a Dust2. If you go into a map where individual skill is going to be a massive factor.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're right. You're still hanging in there, mate.
Where you can do a lot of aggressive things. But that means that your players need to be dialed in. They need to get those crosshairs on those headshots.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be a part of the problem for INTZ. Like I said, there were opportunities. They put themselves in advantageous positions where they could have had a lockdown. But the unfortunate part was that they lost the crucial duels.
Now, looking at what we've seen from INTZ and what we've seen from Team Liquid, right? Liquid are going up against tougher opposition. I come back to that game that I saw live in New York where Liquid had it won, right? They had an 11-4 half, and then they ended up losing the map 19-17. But that's against the Mouse Sports. Surely here against INTZ, Liquid can close this out and take that 2-0 they need. But they're just higher rankings up here in Pro League.
No, what I really expect from Liquid is now to like really put their foot down the playtime's over, make sure that you're not giving any leeway, because on a map like this, it can easily spiral out of control.
Yeah.
So you kind of expect them to start off with the right tone and try to get that pistol and get the ball rolling in the right direction directly, instead of going that 6-1 down early on and then have to climb back into it, because that could very well become an issue.
Scrawny and Launders, it's time for you guys to get ready for the commentary. But before that, do you think this one could spiral out of control? Do you think Liquid could let it slip away?
I think there's a slight chance. It's Dust2. Crazy things happen on Dust2.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, INTZ taking MIBR into an overtime on this matchup kind of puts a little asterisk next to it for me. Yeah. But that was also, I would say, a colder MIBR coming into the season. And seeing as Liquid just turned a 1-6 deficit into a 16-6 win,
exactly.
I also think that on the other side, we could watch them walk into Dust2, stomp, clean off their hands, and call this a night.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm like super impressed by the overtime win on Dust2, just because MIBR just seemed like they just don't try that hard sometimes. And so I was surprised that even got that far. And if I remember, it was like a 15-something and then a huge comeback to go into OT. So they blew some rounds. Don't see that happening with Liquid personally. Expecting a close, fast game on some of the rounds, but probably Liquid running away with it afterwards.
Well, for one last time tonight, guys, let's see the action unfold. Let's see if INTZ can battle back in a bit more of a troublesome way for Liquid, or will they take the 2-0? It's over to you guys.
Thank you, James. We'll see you on the other side, where we shall be crowning either Liquid with a 2-0 or
see you in hell, James. See you in hell.
Oh.
You gonna go to hell?
Probably. Yeah.
You don't have to say why.
Yeah. Oh well, at least it's warm.
Well, at least it's warm, yeah. Does that make heaven cold? Because I might not. Well, I'm not.
No, I bet you it's just perfectly room temperature.
Ooh, this is a lukewarm temperature.
What's going on here? We don't have X-ray. Where are the players at? They're hiding in the back of the bomb site just to see how hidden they truly are. Taco, he knows once he steps back up, his head could be ripped clean off. It is gushed immediately. Look at the frags coming in here for INTZ with the bomb plant too. But there is that wraparound from Twist inside the tunnel. Boost?
Boost? Kind of see some stuff. But now they gotta go. Ooh, that's scary.
Man, the amount of dinks and gushes this round has just been so overwhelming.
It looks so much more impressive without X-ray on. I'm sure if Prius's hands weren't, if he wasn't just 10 feet deep in Uncrustables right now, we'd get the other perspective. But it looks scary, right? It looks scary.
Incredibly scary. That was just straightforward. Run into B, hit some headshots, see what happens. And, well, it's a clear and convincing pistol win. Nitro will move that one piece of Kevlar forward, but other than that, it is an utter and absolute loss.
What place does a Galil have after winning this? I just don't understand. You get an SMG, you get so much more money. Can you not find an SMG that you like more than a Galil in basically
Galil
every situation?
$2,000, correct?
$2,000. That's no small number. MP5 just came out. It's probably a little too strong. Grab that. Go for an MP7 if you want to be an expensive MP5. Boom. You still get the huge win bonus. Or kill bonus. Oh, what?
Okay. You know what's better than a Galil? A Scout.
A Twist?
This is miraculous scenes. Off of the Deegs as well. It's cut to KNG. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, indeed. The absolute utter turnaround. The shutdown.
They actually got in the site and then lost. You never see that.
One of those headshots coming through door.
That's unreal. Whoa. Twist is pissed.
Is that for X-ray? Turn around, KNG.
So they did. That's pretty sneaky. You caught that.
I want to see.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw it. Little X. Yep.
Nice.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure it's actually a bug. So it's not DJ's fault because it's a
no. It's DJ's fault. Okay.
It's always
balls deep in Uncrustables. Can't be helped.
I hope you mean that figuratively.
I mean, it means up to the hips.
Standing in a big old pile.
Uncrustables, peanut
Can you
butter
get those
and
in
jelly.
other countries? Because I've never seen them before I met DJ. Because when we lived together, he did have some in the fridge. I'm not even kidding. Uncrustables are, for those of you who do not know, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. With the
it's
crusts cut off.
as a calzone, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like full. It's like enclosed.
Packaged and sold. So you can just buy PB&Js.
Yeah.
I mean, literally one of the easiest sandwiches to ever make, but you can buy them.
You can buy them. They have no crusts, and they, in my opinion, have a bad ratio of peanut butter to jelly. And
As
I'm sure
in-
they spent a lot of money in their R&D department.
Where do you place the ratio? Are you saying it's like light on jam?
Heavy on peanut butter. The jam's okay, but there's so much peanut butter you can barely
Yeah.
talk when you eat it.
Yeah, okay, it gets stuck to the roof of your
Like,
mouth.
look at DJ's observing, you know?
Yeah.
Ruined.
Stuck to his fingers. I can imagine what his keyboard looks like.
His eyes are probably glued shut somehow.
Peanut butter smeared across his face. Jam eyes. Ugh.
Yeah, you know he gets into it and does the war paint with the jelly.
Gonna need some war paint here for the double AKs of KNG and Phelps. They're gonna need some kind of an edge here to burst into what is a very voluptuous buy from Team Liquid. Double AKs, M4, and a Galil.
I guess that's one benefit of buying the Galil. If someone kills you, they only get a Galil.
You give yourself a chance in the follow-up round.
Yeah. Sabotage the other team.
That Mac 10 just dealt substantial damage. Pretty sure that was an immediate headshot from Twist. It's not that he can follow it up. And Zand manages to find a blindsiding frag off of his catwalk push. Now, Nafly's fixated towards long, and Phelps just cleans his head rate off, rattles his rack, and puts this back onto Nitro and Taco alone. Gets the AK. Can't find his paws on it. And Taco's lost his last teammate alive, so a 1 versus 3, and it looks like INTZ is robbing a round back the other way. This was not supposed to happen, Mohan.
Those entries were ludicrous, man. Those are sick. Those are some nice entries from INTZ. Intrepids. Intrepid? Oh, it's not D2C again, actually. I'm sorry. Intrepids? Okay.
I believe so. Meaning the strong and the brave, or something along those lines.
Is that what intrepid means?
I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
We're gonna look it up because that's what we do. I think intrepid is like a
by the
brave
time we
explorer.
leave-
And
No,
intrepid it means brave explorer. That's my guess.
I feel like I've learned more English in Denmark than I have back home.
It's mostly just just clarifying.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that is what intrepid means. Characterized by resolute fearlessness, fortitude, and endurance.
An intrepid explorer.
That was literally the example you used, and the dictionary uses it too.
Nice.
Good on you.
Sometimes it's like
you
it's
know, but
somewhere
you
in
don't
there.
really.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I feel like that's with a lot of language. You just kind of say things assuming you know what they mean,
Yeah.
and then someone says like, "Well, explain it," and you then kind of dawns on you like, "Oh,
F you, man.
I'll use it in a situation." And in this situation, there's not much to be used. Poor Team Liquid again, just looking to rack back up some cash. And they will have to wait to do so. Zan does not clear his corner, and so it costs him his life. 1 frag at the very least as a liege. Oh, you devilish young man. Does strike from the corner and manages at least 1 single kill. Cannot find his paws on an AK-47. And so things don't go any further than that. But still, not an awful outcome. A couple of kills with USPs.
Could be worse. Taco with an USP and a smoke. Not going to be a good way for him to use it, it doesn't seem. Grouping up here could be cool. The smoke is down. I mean, the bomb's planted on single box, so this could go, you know, terribly wrong if, let's say, Horby dies, for example. But Cello's also here, so maybe this is all or nothing.
Hit me with a tap. Somebody give it to me.
If he holds them long enough, the bomb is going to just blow them all up.
And he managed to get himself nothing more than that. So another buy up. Elige immediately into the AUG. Sniper chucked over to Nafly. Nitro not going to use it? Huh. I like that the role is actually just kind of floating between Nitro and Nafly. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Nafly's a really good opper. It's doesn't seem like a gun he likes to use all the time, but well, here's Taco. He's got a lot of friends.
Yeah, 1 over box actually shut down by Nitro. That's such a crucial kill because it allows for Taco to just still hold strong inside the corner. Cannot manage another kill because of Phelps, and now it's Horby's chance in mid. Elige burns him from the grave. And a 2-on-2 ensues. Twist's decision is to rotate into the tunnels, and he's got a teammate just behind him. That's Naf on the AUG. Molotov and a smoke for them to try and make this retake happen. And by using tunnels, they're going to find Phelps in the back of the site. That's going to be the first duel. So long as they don't offer their bodies up to Cello, he's not going to be able to help them unless he wide swings.
Great flash.
The Molly kind of hits the spot. Does push him out into the corner now. Cello feeling the heat. He is going to most certainly feel it because it's 1 versus 2, and he nearly lines them up. Now that would have been incredible, but no. Twists robs it back. That's a second for Liquid. And even though it comes at such a cost, I'm sure they'll be happy to grab it.
Yeah, that's huge. Outgunned, pound for pound. Everybody gets a kill on Team Liquid. They pull out the second round. It's a 1v1 at the end for Twist, but a nice 2v2 there. Very unlikely situation to be able to win that. I'd like the double tunnels play. Sometimes some teams will push out of the door and window in the 2v2 and then get control of it. And if anyone goes tunnels, they just isolate both players. But since Liquid went 2 through tunnels, if they did that, they would have to come back in. And it's also very unlikely that they do push out in the first place. So they decided to try to fortify the choke point on the retake that is more likely to be stopped than the more important one. And now look at this cat. They get up cat free once again. This has been a problem for Liquid, actually. It's nice that INTZ are exploiting this really quickly. This is when it gets scary. You let a team get this far across.
It's important that Taco picks up that B kill because it's going to enable and facilitate the rotation. And they're looking to lock down long, and the kills are coming back and forth. Look at the consistency in trades. But it's Twists to make the difference. And KNG to make the change.
Oh, grab the bomb on CT, like it.
A minute to play with, and Bogdan's Law in full effect. 5 health. Just needs 2 shots. But the thing is that Taco is patient and posted on this angle, so it should be a clean sweep once he walks through doors. And again, to get outdoors with that op barrel, you're at such a disadvantage. So it's predicted and anticipated from Taco. Epitacio.
Epitacio. Taco del baseball bat.
What? What are you saying? You lost me there, man.
Taco means baseball bat. I think it's what it is. His name means baseball bat. It's either Epitacio means baseball bat.
Well, Epitacio is his first name.
Yeah, it means baseball bat apparently. Or
he's the baseball.
Or it's okay, Taco.
Listen, Taco's name is Epitacio de Melo.
Yeah.
Mayo?
When
Mayo.
either Taco or Epitacio means baseball bat.
So you're trying to tell me that Taco's name is
not
the
Taco.
baseball bat of Mayo.
I think the other part is his last name.
We'll have to ask him then. Get back to you guys. We'll report in. Don't fret.
This is Googleable.
This wasn't meant to be much of a round at all, but they do at least nab 1 off guard because of the rapid push down middle. Unable to retrieve the M4. That's unfortunate for INTZ. They will just then peel themselves off of mid and head back towards long, which is fine, seeing as it's going to enable them to just burst out through the doorway. Twists will be challenged as he has that AK honed in, but he's also standing out in the open, so could be traded instantly, in fact. And now Naf needs to lock it down, but with an AWP, they could easily overwhelm him. He only gets 1 bullet off. He's got no cover to hide behind, and now he has given up that sniper rifle. A defensive smoke plumed by Elige. He's trying to find a way within it. With 40 seconds, INTZ can just pump the brakes, but the longer they wait, the more likely Taco is to hit this flank.
Taking his time here. Really taking his time. Will Elige get cleared is the question.
He is so susceptible to somebody just looking down. Jumps up, makes the distraction, tries to pull the attention of Horby now, who is cleared out from long. They combine
That was nice.
for both kills. Very patient in the setup.
Very patient, yeah. It was just enough time. So LG Taco's nickname means baseball bat in Brazil. It's like a shortening of his name, which is Epitacio. But in America, it means breakfast, lunch.
Yeah, you're making things up.
No, this is AMA. No, this is known. I don't know why baseball bat, but
Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that Ghost is in first place right now in NA Pro League?
I mean, they're the best team in Pro League, so it's only natural that they're in first place in Pro League.
Oh my god, look how rapid this one was. Everybody just charges out long launders. I mean, I know that the spawns of T-side do enable that. But they all just went guns a-blazing. You're laughing.
I got his AMA. I'll read it after. It's very funny. On control is said to be the most important part about Dust2 in this iteration. For the T's, for the CTs. It's hard to say. One of the most important ways to hold A. Oh my gosh, this could be a lineup. Who knows what happens here? Tons of damage dealt. That's just a straight up DPS, man.
1.5, and Naf will nab himself the second. There, 4. All up to KNG to maintain this mid control. Taco getting himself an angle here to help Nafly when needed. Backstab strong. Headshot connects at the end of the day. And Horvey, well, he doesn't have a bomb to play off of, so even if he manages to get himself a kill, give us a second? No. Nitro blows him to smithereens. Horvey in pieces. As that is Liquid to a 5th.
Okay. Questions must be in English. My nickname is not because of the dish. It has Portuguese meaning, which is baseball bat. But the history behind this is that my name is considered weird in Brazil. When I born, my mom had some problems. I had to stay in the hospital, so I had to go to my godmother's house, and she started calling me Taco. She was the only one, though. My parents, my family, my friends know me as Tacinho or Pita. Some people in CS call me Taquinho, Little Taco, and Vaco. I like everyone, and I have no preference.
I like everyone. There's a wholesome report.
Gotta love Taco.
Vaco is a nice one.
Yeah.
Nitro ready for the mid peak. Thanks for getting to the bottom of that, Wonders.
There's so much to it.
I'll be able to sleep well tonight.
The etymology of Taco's name.
Whoa, rapid just flood here from the T. It's just running inwards and clearing Taco from the back of that bomb site. So they will be getting themselves the plant. Could even get a mid kill because Phelps has that CZ, but it's not going to best the Og of a Liege. So now the question is, what do you do? You're down into the 2 versus 3. You've got a single gun, so you go for the boost over. This is such a strong boost, so long as you're not susceptible to this tunnel peak. Where is the Liege? Walks out and twists, nabs the last. So just in the nick of time, they combine to clear the board, and they establish themselves now twice the score of INTZ.
Yeah, very nicely done. Did you say you were around for Og Week or you weren't?
Yeah, I was there for Og Week.
You were there for Og Week?
Yep.
Do you like the Og normally? Like, do you use it normally?
I never do.
Never do. No.
I'll use the SG though.
It's terrifying though, right? When someone else has the Og, even if
Yep.
you don't want to use it, when you hear it, when you think a CT's holding a spot and they have an Og, you're just terrified, right?
Og's on train.
Oh.
I don't go out.
Oh my god. I just leave the
stop.
house.
Turn off my computer.
Yeah. Call it a day.
And I feel like Og's back on Cobblestone B site are actually kind of underappreciated.
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud.
If you guys could only see the facial expression that came with that.
Oh yeah.
it's like I just opened a can of worms. Like you had flashbacks. Nom all over. I think Twist goes for this long flank.
Just picture DJ's face if you open in Uncrustable. Oh yeah.
Just drooling at the jowls. These flashbacks are on point.
Yeah,
how blind
look at the
Nitro and
value
Taco were.
of these flash gangs.
It's not like there's any play being made off of it, but
Still terrifying.
had someone gone for the peak, then well, they would have found themselves
Yeah.
a swift victory.
So part of the reason is they just want to make sure no one clears mid for the next like 10 seconds. So if you flash, you make it seem like you're going to do control take, and then you have time to execute something else.
Now they're just waiting for these CTs to get a little antsy. And of course, Liquid know that Long is under control. As long as Twist stays alive, Phelps just hits 2 of his teammates in the back of the head. Half wide, peeks wide, does not actually manage the first shot, and it is just a flurry of kills coming into the favor of INTZ. Taco left up alone. In a 1 versus 4, he's gotten himself the first, instantly gets onto the ramp as well, so isolating kills he can, but he needs to land the shots on top of it, swapping to the op, knowing that Cello's up close, and then the question's, where's this last player at? He's missed the first bullet, fires off the second, nobody's presenting themselves until Cello takes his head. A chance there from Taco, but Epitacio's down.
I was ready for the baseball puns afterward. Let's play ball, you know, something like that. At the end of it, that would have been
Swing
sweet.
and a miss.
Sweet. There we go. There's a good one. Oh man.
I don't watch much baseball.
Neither do I. But they have permeated. Baseball phrases have permeated popular culture.
Yep.
To the point that some of them we don't even know them from baseball. It feels like.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
Something so commanding about that.
Just a leash.
It's like you pause it, and you just remove them from the round. It's like you're Thanos, and you just snap your fingers. I didn't watch Infinity War, so I don't even know if that's a true reference.
Yep. Spot on. Oh boy, but now you put the deagle in the hands of Nafly and walk back in to just get wrecked. Naf's like, why don't you give me the AK? Twist walks in, trades one out, but it's still the 2 versus 3 here to the favor of the Brazilians. Brazil. Looking strong, making a comeback, making a statement on this T side.
It's got pick control as well. Yeah, KG puts a stop to Taco, flanking. That kill could have been massive. Now Nitro has no hope of this. He's got no armor, he's got no kit, and he knows someone's in pit and is planning for long.
Managed to somehow hit that shot, though.
Which one?
That one bullet that he fired off?
Oh.
Yeah, it just hit Cello in the shoulder.
Wow.
Would have been a superb headshot fadeaway. Would have thrown it on the highlight reel.
I met Jeremy Lin once when I worked at Armani Exchange in Eaton Center in Toronto.
Jog my memory. Who's that again?
Oh, he's a basketball player.
Right.
He's an Asian basketball player. He had very tall, and he had a period of time which was called Linsanity, which he was going off and he became very popular.
Right.
And then I actually was curious because I always felt like I have very long arms, and he's about, let's say, 3 inches taller than me, but my arms are exactly as long as Jeremy Lin's from shoulder to fingertip.
Yeah, you are a bit of a lanky freak.
Yeah. I love the delivery on that. Yeah. Also very good at basketball.
Yeah? Good. Good.
Yeah, otherwise, what a waste, huh? I could also...
Aren't you good at badminton, too?
I used to be able to turn on the TV from anywhere in my room without the remote.
Would you live in a box?
No. Just have long arms. That was the point of the story, not that my room was small. Do you live in a box?
I wouldn't judge. Too harshly. Wonders. It's not too often that you see Liquid actually having to deal with this many kind of pistol rounds. Right? We've seen them offering up some victories here to INTZ, and this is going to be a tied ball game.
They like to mess around at the beginning and then come back through at the end.
Switch sides and then clean sweep.
Exactly. Unfortunately, that is not a true combo that can be replicated every time. But we still have yet to see if INTZ are going to be good. I can't remember if it was their T side or their CT side that got him into OT. I want to say,
take a gander.
Yeah, I actually want to say that it was their CT side. I'm going to go with CT. This has become a blind guess at this point.
It was actually split down the middle. 7-8, 8-7.
Oh, wow, okay.
And once they got into overtime, they got nothing further.
Right.
So it was actually, when they played versus MIBR, they started with a T side of 7 rounds, which they're pretty much, you know, par for the course of with at this moment. But I also don't think that once we switched over, we saw too much from MIBR. I think that there's a higher chance of Liquid switching to the T side and just taking control of this match. I really do. But I always feel that way.
And it always seems to be the case.
Yeah.
So it's fair to feel that way. Those are some great late flashes. Always nice to let your opponents out a little bit if you're confident in the timing. Don't want to get shot in the back, but obviously there is a perfect execution. And the weakness for Liquid though has been on Cat, however, because there were so many resources dedicated to taking long. It doesn't matter now. They can allow that to happen. They've got Nafly opping the cross from Markelov, and with Twist in the pit, I mean, I couldn't feel any more safe. I think. This is kind of interesting. Taco smoking the door. I'm not sure that helps him too much, especially after seeing this smoke. But, oh my goodness gracious. I mean, how can you expect that? That's something else.
Not just one, but 2 players go through on that angle. So, Nitro's going to miss his op shot. And then exposes himself to the door. Good pinch here from INTZ to get up into the B bomb site. That is Cello and Harvey combined.
I want to say I don't see the point in Taco pushing out of the site in the first place. If you just saved the smoke and then looked at window, for example, like we saw, you know, standard way to play the round, then they would have been fine. They had man advantage. There was no need to explore, I would say. And they had Nafly to worry about the tunnels. They had B locked down, and then they had 2 players at A. So what's the value in actually going out?
Yeah, downwards.
Yeah, you can't take the wall with you. This isn't Fortnite. Use the walls to your advantage.
You still play Fortnite?
No, I haven't played any games. I've only played Metal Gear Solid. I haven't played Counter-Strike. I haven't played anything. I don't have the like. I can't stand playing games unless I take it seriously now.
Okay.
So like if I play CS, it kills me that I play for a bit, and then I have to stop.
I've been taking PUBG pretty seriously.
Yeah,
on
you're
that
very
week back.
good at PUBG.
Thank you. Yeah, now with the ranks and whatnot, right? It's kind of it's nicer.
Yeah.
It's like normally before if you don't play for ranks, the only thing you're concerned about is getting the actual win. But now like a 4th place, a 5th place, you're rewarded for that. So it feels like every deep run in a game of PUBG is actually satisfying. And
that's cool. Ranks are good.
Anyways, we'll get on that duo train.
Choo choo town.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You guys need to watch all of Pro League to
Yeah,
get
that's
the
it. By the end of Pro League,
there are going to be so many inside jokes from Pro League.
We're referencing the first day of the season.
You need to watch every game.
But that's going to actually just reward our committed viewers.
I think so.
So if you guys remember our conversation
about
about
Choo Choo
Town,
Train,
then that one was for you.
taking the train to Choo Choo Town.
Flashbangs into the bottom of middle, just trying to secure some map control before they go bursting out tunnels. That's the play from INTZ. Looking to nab themselves an 8th round on this T side, but Nitro's managed the first kill already. He's the one who's been allocated with watching mid, not Taco.
They didn't cross.
He's a part of the equation, though.
Yeah, they didn't cross. All the CTs are pinching. It's just Taco on the site, but he's in a good spot.
Starting your player behind car, now Taco knows.
Oof.
Denied by Phelps, instantaneous headshot.
That looks like some good spray, but none of it hit.
Rox's world, just like Elige has now. Phelps again with a crisp one. Struck straight between the eyes.
Ooh, nice nade.
Solid damage on that. Softens up Naf. Whoa, keep your gun out, bud. You're gonna need it. You're gonna just continue to tear them down one by one. Phelps sitting on a 3rd frag. Almost a single-handed job thus far, other than the plant from Zand, and now he will come into the kill feed as well. It is 4 frags for Phelps.
How does Phelps live there?
No clue.
How does Phelps live there? Reloading, switches to the knife for an extended period of time. Twist of all people comes around the corner. You have nowhere to hide. You can't move. You give him 3 seconds to shoot at you, and then you win.
Twist is supposed to be so good in those moments.
He is normally very good.
Remember,
at those
he
moments.
died to Daps earlier today on Mirage.
Yeah, that was a
like
very
that.
yeah, and it's not that just that he died to Daps, but like he left the spray.
What is this Twist? I've never seen him make mistakes.
Yeah, this is a different kind of twist. This is an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong twist. We don't know what we're gonna get out of him.
Woo! 6:30 a.m.
Bing bong. Yeah.
Is it actually? I don't even know.
I've slept.
sprouting
Yeah,
that
it's
off the
close.
top of my
6:20. I've slept 3 hours in the last 30 hours.
That's good. That's when you're at your best.
That's when the enlightenment hits.
You know Buddhists, right? They spend all their time meditating and thinking, but what they're supposed to do is just stay awake. That's how you achieve true enlightenment. Peek from Catwalk, meant to combine with the man in tunnels. They were trying to pinch the T's, but instead, the pincers fought back. Now Elige is alone. Cleared instantly. INTZ, what a T side towards the end. Just tearing it up. All those final rounds go their way. 9-6 the half. So one better than that of which they pulled over top of MIBR, which again is already an impressive feat in and of itself. The last 5 rounds all belong, 6 to INTZ. Cello leading the charge there. So many frags, high teens. Phelps and Horby behind him. And it's always a good day when KNG doesn't need to contribute to the frag count and you're still taking halves with a substantial start.
Yeah, and I'm sure one thing that they'll say is, well, oh wow, we did all this, and you know, I had a good game, like this is me being KG. If I had a good game, we would have won, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool to be able to say. Some of those entries on those first 3 rounds are kind of nuts coming across Cat.
I feel like Catwalk was really kind of being used against Team Liquid in that first half.
Definitely.
And then towards the end, we saw this just immediate change back to the B bomb site. There was a lot of mid to B plays going on. So
yeah.
I think INTZ had like just enough diversification in their T side, and that they timed the swap from strategies really well.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, no, that's the conditioning, right? You've got to work the body, and then once they start defending the body, then you switch to the head.
Poke them in the eyes.
And you poke them in the eyes, and you pull on their ears.
Yeah.
Pull their ears off. Bite them off.
Pull their earrings out.
Holyfield.
I had that happen on the flight here, actually.
Someone bit your
I
ear
didn't
off.
tell you this yet. I'm actually happy to tell you now. There was a baby behind me, or not a baby, but like a toddler.
Yeah.
And my strategy is that when you have 2 seats, when the seat next to you is empty, right?
Yeah.
You lean your chair back, and you stick a pillow onto the side of the chair next to you, because then you've got a slight
You can
gap.
lean on it. You can sleep on it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Except your head is exposed to the people behind you. And I woke up because this kid had his hands in the crack of the seat and was legitimately playing with the back of my head and my ears. And that's horrifying.
I
woke up to somebody playing with my ears.
Yeah,
man.
that's hilarious.
I was like, what?
Oh, little kids are awesome. That was my plane. I had this lady sitting beside me, and she said, "I'm very sorry if at any point I fall asleep on your arm," which I thought she meant she'll like, you know, pass out and then eventually like nod off and lean over.
Yeah.
But instead, we were just like, I think she thought I was sleeping, and then she literally just put a pillow on my shoulder and then slept on my shoulder.
Tried to play it off like it was coincidental.
Like she accidentally leaned in, but just very deliberately put the pillow there first.
Or you're very maybe she thought you were comforting.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I was like, "Don't worry, I won't interrupt you." But then I think she turned that into a whole other liberty.
Was she cute?
Got a quick TeamSpeak crash.
Oh, a technical issue with the swapping of the sides.
They're moving channels in TeamSpeak.
Sorry guys, I gotta switch halves.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Another keyhole.
Is that our in-house? That must have been Marcus.
Marcus.
It was Marcus.
Marcus.
A well-prepared man. You weren't kidding. That was a rapid swap out. Quick end to the technical pause and a quick start to the second half, folks. Team Liquid going to take on that T side and trying to use this pistol to cut down that 3-round gap immediately if they have any say in the situation. But it's not going to be too fast because look where the bomb is.
The bomb is in playground.
Is that what you call that?
I forgot what he called it. I've already forgot this call out.
I call it soccer ball.
Oh.
Because the soccer ball always spawns.
Yeah, on this Dust2.
Or football.
What did we call it before? Why is this slipping my mind? I don't even know. Playground. Stuff out there. I can't remember. Spawn.
What a legend. Have you ever met Spawn?
Have I ever met Spawn? No, I don't think so. Oh, you have, because you work with him on Gamers.
Yep. Oh boy.
Speaking of Gamers.
Yeah, Nap is certainly one. I mean, this is starting to unfold the same way that the T-side pistol of INTZ did, which was just those quick gushes into the B bomb site. But faster are the USPs of INTZ. They're toying with the idea of just charging through door. It is only the bomb carrier actually within the site. Nitro has to be covered by a Liege. KNG tries to go for the flank, and that's going to be attempted in a stoppage from Taco, but he is deleted, and this falls now onto Horvey. 2 players to take. They've got themselves this weird kind of 90-degree crossfire, so he charges in, thinks he has the cover, but Elish spots him, and that is his 4th frag in the pistol.
Wow.
69 health the difference. He just took INTZ for a ride.
Monster round from Elish, kind of leading a little bit, but with those 4K, just definitely separating himself from the pack. Not quite at cello tier, but doing really good. Doing really good. INTZ, they have that 9 rounds, but they can't get too comfy. Saving here for the full buy next round, so it can be extremely competitive before they have to tie up. And Team Liquid, interesting to see. Oh, wow. I don't even know. Those are just nice shots from both sides.
I don't think I've ever seen an MP5 skin.
Wow, I didn't even...
Just now, but we'll see it again if it manages to rack up the kills, because at this moment, it's just the AKs. Quick plant from Naf. Phelps has himself that Krieg.
Looks like he's AFK.
Can you hear the scope of the Krieg? Like
It's not a global sound, I don't think.
I didn't think so either.
I actually don't know. That's an interesting question, because you just said like an op, and I was like, oh yeah, you can hear the scope of an op. I have no idea if they made that a global noise. This is important to know.
Yeah.
Very important to know.
I feel like the Krieg was obviously just never really that viable. Never this viable. So.
What is the op? What is the noise that an op makes? That like a flick? Yeah, what part of the gun is that? How does that work? Do you know?
Yeah, apparently it makes, by putting it to your eye.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like it's like, you know, like you had those like kaleidoscopes as a kid, or you had like those big red, it's like red goggles that you put up to your face, and you pulled the trigger and it showed different scenes. Regardless, it's that sound. But the only sound right now is the sound of death. Team Liquid falling flat here in their first gun round versus INTZ. This is a strong start thanks to the op of KNG and Cello's M4. So the key pieces of this Brazilian upset.
Yeah, they tried to do exactly what INTZ did to exploit them, but they were so much more prepared. When Liquid were holding A, they almost never had somebody on the site. And typically with long control, this is how you spread out, where you just have one car, one site, and one long.
This is the result, of course, of an early buy. So we talked about United making the most of the new economy, and this is an example of it. KNG with a glass cannon op in the third round of a half. Like, you couldn't do that before.
That's so true. Oh! Horby was just a bit too slow there.
KNG is in a bit of an awkward position. Not going to have any fallback. They're trying to bait out the first shot, but he has ice in his veins.
Oh my gosh.
And teammates in his bomb site.
Did he see the guy below him? Oh, the run boost?
Oh, it works.
Yeah.
Now Cello, he's pulled in two directions. Taco clears him off the catwalk, and KNG still able to get himself 7 health as he gets out of the flames, and a third one from KNG.
God damn. What a round from KNG. That was nice, man. That second shot. He had fire behind him. He had just killed the guy. He was on cycle. He was in the open. That was not easy to do. That's a clipper right there.
And I love the fact that he actually never jumped the gun with the shoulder peaks.
Yeah.
You know, it took a run boost for him to finally shoot.
Oh, for sure, yeah. That's an unnerving situation.
So, solid early buy from INTZ does work out. Team Liquid relegated back into the pistol rounds. Smoke is Cello. Good first headshot towards Twists. This is definitely going to put a halt on the push-up from Liquid. They redirect towards Cat. Bomb down in tunnels. So what do you do here? Just try to soften up the A site with these Deegs?
I love Cat, as long as you don't get opt. This is kind of nice. A lot of positions to go for one Deegs, where you can just kind of take a long headshot angle that's hard to abuse for both sides. It evens it up. It's like emulating armor to have this railing across Cat.
An impenetrable piece of cement as well.
Yeah.
Versus the rifles, at least.
That's true. Like, better than armor.
Literally better than armor, yeah.
It's better than armor for free. So as long as you get up there, and you have a high-low advantage, as long as they're not up to a point, and then you have to worry about the ramp, and they kind of get the armor fight back against you. And then you just have that op on the corner, which you can get a lucky 1D on. You're good. Wow, Phelps getting so aggressive. Holy smokes, these guys out at mid. Oh, wow, they're just running over Liquid right now. Everyone dying in tunnels, top mid, just trying to throw the flash. You're supposed to let them do that. They just throw the flash, they clear Cat for free. That's just how it goes. You're supposed to be allowed to. They said, no, you're not allowed.
You're allowed absolutely nothing.
My rules.
Sure, finally a kill trickles in for Liquid, but at a minute 20, Nitro finds himself alone. Oh. Almost caught by the Cat P. This time he is.
Just trying to throw this flash.
Like we said, just let me throw my flash.
It's allowed to. Won't do anything. Nothing will change. You can throw the flash. But no, their ints are not allowing it. What are they going to do this time? I want to know. What more aggression do they have?
Cello's really been the standout player of this two-map series. I mean, 24 and 12 at the moment.
Nice.
Extending his success from the opening map.
You know Cello actually means hockey stick.
Does it really? No, it doesn't. Shut up. This guy. Now I doubt that it even means baseball bat.
I think I made that whole AMA up. I'm not that good.
It was a nice little 3K from Zan, showing that he can use the SG as well. The headshot's all good, so even despite it just being unkevlared opponents, they would have been dead all the same. Elige reinvests into the Krieg. A buy up from Liquid, but a 5-round deficit to try and deal with. This is huge.
It's big. It's massive. It's large. It's humongous. It's tremendous.
The biggest. The best. Intrepids.
You just make a tagline up in your head.
I'm trying to.
I saw the banner for the movie.
Listen, I'm trying to break into the marketing schemes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of motto for you, but haven't got one just yet. Uh-oh, be careful. You're walking into the crosshair of Phelps there. And then that of KNG, scoped up. He immediately does fall downwards. Elige has lost his teammate and traded nobody back in return.
It feels like their CT side is just better than...
Ooh.
Wow. They're getting all these optics. They're being very aggressive. They're being very open. And it's still looking terrifying. Taco at least finds an opening, but the rotates are in. And they are just unrelenting. Yeah, KNG from the back. Zan misses the shot. Oh, off shot's whiffed. Nice. Nice jump peek from Elige. Ellie Giggle.
Got himself two. Cello's hot on the heels, though. That's going to clear Naf immediately. Elige has to go for the clutch on top of these entries, which were impressive to begin with. Good push out from Cello. You can see how Elige anticipates him to be on the corner, and he's blindsided by that extension. So
that off angle, very nicely done. Damn, INTZ are kind of sick. They're kind of sick, man.
What's cool as well is, you know, think of the teams that they've played against. They played versus MIBR to start this season.
Yeah.
You have an overtime loss and a regular, excuse me.
And a stomp.
And a complete loss. And then you switch over to their games versus Immortals, where they just lost one and picked, or excuse me, not Immortals.
Did they win both the other games? Because they had two.
Luminosity.
2 wins.
Yeah, Luminosity they won and lost. So.
I thought they had 1 OT loss and 1 loss to MIBR, and then they won 2 of the other games. Oh, that's a heavy spray down. Look at all that damage. All of the red bars are out.
Nitro returns the favor with 1. Bombs out into the open. That should spell disaster.
Oh!
But Nitro's just going on a bit of a tear.
Dude.
3 kills for him. Costs him all his health nearly. 85 gone, but hell, 15 still enough to get this job finished. KNG deleted. And a 9th round up for Liquid. What a play on long this time.
We need to see that again. That was nuts, man. Who's our replay guy? Marcus? Or is he just a observer? Who's the replay guy? So Mark's supposed to catch the replay and Andreas is supposed to do the replay, but without Marcus catching the replay, we don't get to see Andreas' replay. Okay, and then they made up some kind of excuse about that one. I don't understand.
They're bailing themselves out. Just like Int seemed to be doing until Nitro goes on again.
Dude! He's going off right now.
Wild stuff. These headshots superb, but somebody has to do it. That's the thing. With this level of aggression coming out of INTZ, somebody from Liquid needs to punch back. And it has been Nitro in these rounds of late.
Yep.
But Zand has decided to go on a bit of an expedition here towards the smoke. Will walk through and decides and destroys Nitro in the process. So, a 2 versus 2 with these teams both split up. Taco caught by the other Opper. He just throws himself out onto the car and now twists. Russell Van Dulken.
Van Dulken.
What are you going to do about it?
Boing.
79 health, 1 flash. He knows there's an Opper last seen in CT spawn, so the walk up onto the A site makes the absolute most sense.
Yeah.
And he just got a whole belt of utility off the corpses.
Man, he probably wins this. He's got a good spot. He can definitely. He's got a full utility kit. They have one diffuse kit and a smoke. But I don't think it's going to come down to a smoke diffuse type situation. They'll allow the bomb to go down. Just kind of out in the open a little bit. It's a weird one. And twist. It's going Gonna raise some suspicion at long with that smoke so that he can go and seek this out.
Oh, he's caught.
They're literally moving at the same pace. He sees him.
Oh my god. No way. He's not supposed to do that.
He's a monster. Yep. Oh. Yep.
No.
He is a monster.
The calmness to get that first headshot, refixate towards the player on the site who just gave him a slight gap in shots. We saw the bullets zing past, we saw a momentary lapse in gunfire, and then by the time he had his gun back up, Twists had enough. 10th round up from Liquid. Beautiful headshots here from the young Canadian.
Very nasty. Might be better than me in Canada. But Liquid have other problems. That was a close round they should have lost, probably. And KNG has been a beast on Cat. I don't know if they flash him off properly here. That's been a problem for them. He shouldn't be getting this kill too easily. He falls in that situation. Oh, and Elige gets blind. He could have been able to chase there. Cello might have been able to take him out, however. So, don't want to call that as a total flub. But this is a pretty big deal to be able to flash him off. This is like taking top and out of control to beat him around. Might not cost you too much, but one good flash and suddenly our CTs have to rearrange themselves. They're actually going to go for a push through long. This is a big deal.
Fully smoked CT exit as well. Only flashbangs left up here for INTZ, but a sick angle from Phelps catches Twists. Then the door player nearly dropped Elige on a sliver of HP. Found out by Cello. Phelps gets nothing further though. So it's a 3 versus 2. They've got this B site in their pockets, and there is nothing in the pockets of INTZ other than a Molotov. Utility's low. I mean, KNG, he's glass cannon, doesn't even have himself a kit. So they're going to have to walk away from this. That's an 11th round for Liquid.
Dude, this game is so hard. I'm so glad I'm not a player. These are like insane rounds. Like, how are you supposed to do something versus some of these shots?
For clarification's sake, by the way, INTZ, again, they've only played versus Brazilian teams up until today.
Okay.
They had a overtime loss versus MIBR and a straight-up loss. They split maps with Luminosity 1-1.
Okay.
And then they lost Liquid earlier today, only now to potentially still take that split. So if you're splitting maps with Luminosity, Liquid, and MIBR, I think you are a contender for at least, 6th, 7th position.
Sure, yeah.
Which is bewildering because, prior to this season,
dark horse,
other than Phelps and KNG, and a little bit of Cello.
Yeah, look at Cello's got 29 kills.
Look at him.
Look at him go.
And that's a hyper extension of what we saw in the first map where he started off so quickly and then kind of cooled his jets towards the end. Mind you, it's hard to bring it back when...
Should they be disqualified for putting a dash in esports?
Possibly. Depends on who you ask.
People need to chime in on this. I'm going to ask you, Connor. I'm hoping to not be disappointed.
It doesn't bother me that much, to be honest. I think no matter how you spell it, we all know what you're talking about.
Is that why your shoes still have Velcro?
Listen, it's the only ones that came with lights.
He'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. Is Kinder Surprise egg chocolate the best chocolate?
No, but Kinder Bueno is.
Okay. Wow, they're both very good.
Ooh, there's the long pick. Corby down for the count. Wasn't coming into this round with too much on the side of INTZ. Just, again, those 2 guns saved from the previous. Executioner style.
Oh my god.
3 headshots swiftly put up by Taco. That's the op drop. Cello, last man alive. And he hasn't even seen anybody, yet he sits on a quarter of his health.
I would feel so bad for INTZ if they lost this game. They could have won the last 2 rounds so easily. But, I mean, not so... I mean, I don't know. Because, like, Liquid just did some insane stuff to be able to take it out. And, like, the rounds that, like, Nitro hit that 3K, the individual plays have just been insane from Liquid in these last few rounds. It almost has nothing to do with strategy, I want to say.
Big plays from Nitro, big plays from
They're just
Taco
so
on
good.
the anti-eco. Individual levels starting to shine through here from some of the hardest hitters of Liquid.
All it takes is 1, though. Could get very, very strange for Liquid. Very strange.
And I think like Liquid can still afford to play like this and be aggressive and take some chances because INTZ only have 14. It's once they have that 15th round that you are out of chances. A non-existent margin of error.
I like that they're continuing to be somewhat aggressive. I think that is the play. It's worked for them in the past.
Gonna hold his ground. Even though the frags went past, now they're gonna try and trickle away, but in doing so, they're just kind of caught in an awkward spot. KNG lingers around a bit longer, and Twists take his head too. Cello gets himself the double. That's the crucial trade frag favoring INTZ right back into the 3v3. He holds his position, and Nitro's gonna put an end to him.
So that flash be good. Does stop one of them, but that's not enough. That could have been the difference maker right there.
One more up for Liquid. And one the difference. Come on, INTZ. I would just for the sake of them getting another win, you know, and for the sake of staying kind of in a contender's position in this league, this is a map that would be cool for them to pick up. Having already pushed MIBR into an overtime, they could very well do the same thing to Liquid. This is not too far gone. But these pistols are not a good look for them.
No, not at all. You know, this is where the confidence can start to erode and even slip, disappear. So, Elige has actually called out some of the cat presence that might come at him. And it's looking terrifying with this SIG. The flash is out, and he dies on cat. That could be something. Player in lower is extremely low as well. 4-4 now. And the T's will regroup.
The CTs make their move to that B site, because if you get ahead of this push, you could still dish out the substantial damage off the sidearms. The pocket AK is primed and prepared, but only one of them in position, so Xander's going to have to do this all on his own, and Taco says otherwise. Cello now trying to hold cross, smoked off. Deagle damage through the door, non-substantial. Because of that, they have fallen yet again here, Mohan. This is a tied game at 14 apiece. Oof. Team Liquid making mistakes in that first half that did cost them. Starting to lose their footing as well here once we swapped sides, but it is Team Liquid at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so you never sleep on these beasts.
No, they're just too good, man. They're just so nuts. I can't believe that they're able to come back into this. And I'm ready. This is perfect. I think this is a perfect amount of beatdown that INTZ has gotten. Some like unlucky rounds, some insane rounds from Liquid that they had no chance in. And now they can they just got their full buyout. They got their op. It's 14-14. Like, let it all hang out right now. Keep some aggression up. I want to see what they do to fight for something. I definitely think long control is probably smart to hold on to at the beginning, but I like what they're doing at mid. And oh my god, is that one way to go? Did Zan even stop for that? I don't think so, dude.
Laser beamed.
Uh-oh.
And Elige goes charging up the catwalk, so he's going to catch them off guard entirely.
They're
just
Kriegs. It looks like it's casual, dude. They're just getting slammed.
Just running right through. I mean, INTZ decimated in this round. If there's any better word for it, I can't think of one.
I don't even know. We need an Andreas Marcus collaboration on this replay right now.
Like, Naf, that's not even fair.
Yeah, I think he was literally just poking at mid with just tapping through the door and just headshotted the man. And that is that first bullet accuracy too.
Yep. And now we have near mirrored images in terms of the halves, because, you know, both CT teams end up picking 5 rounds up in the middle of it, only to then be completely washed away at the end of these halves. Remember, it was INTZ to actually win 6 of the last on their T side, and right now we have Liquid establishing their 6th. So this would be the 7th to close out the game. If not, it's overtime.
Oh yeah, just some casual taps through the smoke, and that's it.
Just a cheeky Keith Markovich.
But then Elige is fast catting off of this pressure as well, and
the double auto sniper.
Yep. Oh, they do a little damage too.
God.
Oh, Twist gonna run a fast cat. Oh, he's taking his time.
You know, when you asked me if I was going to hell?
Uh-huh.
Well, they definitely all are.
Oh, they definitely all are, yeah.
They go for that triple auto sniper setup. They had all the scopes honed in.
Oh, baby.
And they've only gotten this 4 versus 4. Remember, Phelps was one of the players that did take that initial auto sniper damage, but they've gone out long. This isn't something we've seen from Liquid as of late, as far as I can recall. It was the catwalk plays, it was the B hit, the mid to B attempts as well.
I think it's harder to hold on to Cat sometimes, but since there's no one here and they have info, it might not be terrible position for INTZ, but 4 long's definitely scary.
Great flash, but Nitro gives cover. That was such a crucial kill for him to pick up. Phelps, Zand, and Cello now to make the difference, fighting for overtime here versus Liquid. It would be a heartbreaker of an outcome for them to get this close, only to fall at the final hurdle, at least secure OT, but it's not looking likely. Zand, alone now, gets himself the first, knows the bodies are above him, and he will be able to reload. So a fresh mag in. No utility around it. He's just gonna have to charge forward. Nafly could fall to a single bullet. That's all it's gonna take, but he doesn't know where the next man is. And Zand has narrowed it down to only Elige. He is on the bomb site, playing up behind the box. Zand blindsided for the win. It is Team Liquid with a 2-0 over the upcoming Brazilians, but they have most certainly impressed here on Dust2.
They definitely have. I am shooketh. I'm so sad for INTZ that they didn't at least get to OT. If not, just win the game, because there were so many rounds earlier on where it just felt like it was just amazing individual plays from Liquid. Just Nitro, Elige, like I don't even.
There was I
feel so bad.
That focal point with Nitro, just turning it around. Those 3 headshots out long A, does the same thing the next round on the anti-eco, just completely decimating them. Taco then follows it up. It's like it just got clean and convincing once we moved into the end of that game.
So good.
Props to Liquid. You guys have weathered the storm and proven why you are one of the best. But again, tip of the hat to INTZ the very least. That was a really cool showing. Yeah, we'll see if Natu and James have anything extra to say about it. That's us done for the night.
Thank you, Scrawny and Launders. Elige with the Krieg, looking very sharp. That gun, rapid fire, razor sharp aim.
Yeah.
Solid performance again.
That's a scope.
Yeah, and the scope added to it, even uses it down mid to get a kill, just kind of wrecking face no matter what. But you got to say, right, huge credit to INTZ in actually being able to put them numbers on the board. They just struggled to close it out again.
Yeah, credit to INTZ, but also I would say Liquid kind of, like early parts of that CT, I felt like they were playing just far too loose. They were given far too many weapons into the hands of INTZ. In rounds like where they knew there was only pistols on the hands of INTZ, they would be facing people one by one on long. Yeah. Even Naf with an AWP, having like this middle of long kind of an aggressive stance. He knows there's a lot of T's there with pistols. They're going to be swarming him in a second. He stays there instead of falling back to the corner of GT spawn, basically, where we would have like a fallback plan. So that kind of paints a picture of why it became a problematic CT site for Liquid, because their money went down the drain, obviously, in that situation, right? So I thought that was a bit of a massive issue. Then, obviously, you know, it started to climb back into it. Yes, they played well. They were the ones, actually, that were being proactive, making plays, being aggressive, the kind of things you want to see in a map like Dust2. But again, I felt like there was a lot of structure from the way that Liquid was approaching this map. It wasn't something we normally see, where you start taking over middle, you kind of respect the fact that there's a possibility of that aggressiveness, or if you have the long spawns, you have some really, really well thought out flashes, timings, and everything, how you'll explode yourself in the log to get that control. And then start building those rounds. Instead, it was just a lot of Hail Marys, honestly. And if you do that, I don't feel like that's not a great game plan, is it? But in the long term, it felt like, you know, maybe Liquid did start buckling it up a little bit, and they started getting down into the game. At the same time, maybe INTZ started to feel like, oh, we're going to actually win this game, realizing that we might be taking it, and then just couldn't get over the finish line in the end.
Well, Liquid did get it over the line in the end. They managed to take this 2-0. And let's have a look at some of the results from today. So, Liquid going up against NRG, trading map 1 for 1. So, not exactly the ideal situation for them, but very good for NRG, especially going all the way to overtime, just having that dominant performance. Then NRG pretty much manhandled EU United across the board, right? Yeah,
we expected that to be a closer one for sure. I mean, especially Overpass was a map that both teams are good on usually. So we would have expected them to have a closer affair, but it was a very, very NRG-sided game.
And then just quickly on the secondary screen, INTZ actually took a 2-0 against Luminosity. There are other Brazilian rivals in there. And we've got Envy in there, okay, not managing to win against Ghost, but it shows that Ghost is actually performing so well across the board. And on the other side of things, C9 and Complexity also traded maps, and obviously you guys have just seen on this mainstream here, Liquid managed to take a 2-0 over INTZ, maintaining their kind of dominant situation. And this is where we come with our North American standings. Ghost in #1 position still. Okay, we haven't seen them go up against a Team Liquid, right? Or the MIBR guys. But overall, we got Team Liquid in second, Renegade still hanging there in third. It's quite a good mixed bag here still.
Yeah, I mean, teams are obviously have played different amount of games, and that comes into play as well. But I mean,
I just said something stupid as well. I said Ghost didn't play MIBR. They did. That was right at the beginning of the first week, and they won 2-0. So ignore my stupidity there, and then we can look at the EU ones instead.
Yeah, look at who's up one. Astralis.
Oh, what a surprise.
Who would have thought, right? Well, the other side of the spectrum, you have Fnatic. Obviously, NIP also having a bit of a dreadful start to the season.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard climb to try and get back in on the race towards the finals.
And here we have for our days coming up tomorrow. We get to see Envious come into play again. They're going to be going up against Complexity. Ghost Gaming, current top of the board, going up against third place Renegades. Renegades just coming back from Starladder as well, so it'll be nice to see how they've kind of adjusted things, how they've worked on things, because they still, despite being knocked out of Starladder, yeah, they still had some good results. They still showed that they could actually make this work, and for two of them players, it's the first time at a really big LAN.
I think like in the big tomorrow's games actually have a lot of interesting points there. You have Complexity, who had a great major, but then has kind of dropped the ball. They've had issues with online games, but they also had a dreadful Starladder just last week, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, what's going on there? They just shared maps with Cloud9, who have issues themselves. So, yeah, that's an interesting situation for sure. And obviously, it's fun to see Envy. How have they progressed since the last time we saw them in the first play week? So, yeah, I mean, tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun games to see how these teams are doing.
Well, if there's players out there looking and thinking, hey, I'd like to join a Cloud9, I could actually put some scores up on the board. You might want to join up on ESEA and start pugging away, getting that practice in, play games, get yourself known, get yourself noticed, and then you can slip quite nicely into the next side of things. Potentially join into the MDL if you get yourself on a strong enough team. And from there, you can find your way, not just being commentated and talked about by us guys here in the studio, but onto higher levels of Counter-Strike actions, because the MDL is your fastest way through to the Pro League. And of course, you can't be a pro without pro gaming gear, and you need to get yourself some of the MSI equipment on the board, because you know what you can do with that. Sit there, max FPS, everything all smooth, even on CSGO, which isn't that well optimized, and just dome heads across the board, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is very important. FPS is a key factor.
Well, a key factor is the FPS, and we'll be bringing you more FPS action tomorrow here from the North American Pro League. But don't forget, you can also tune into the European one just before us with Stunner, Chad, Harry, and Hugo. But that is all from us here tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed the action, and we will see you tomorrow.